Let's begin with a survey. Raise your hand. Who here is an artist? Well, I see a few. Let's try that again, but I want you to imagine you are in kindergarten, maybe first grade at the oldest. You have a box of crayons. Maybe it's the 48 box. Take a whiff of that waxy smell, and you have a pad of paper. It's fresh paper. Now, who here is an artist? In mass, every single one of you when you were in kindergarten was an artist. But by middle school, only about half of the kids will raise their hands and say they're an artist. High school, maybe 10% of the kids will say they're creative. And by adulthood, only 3% of us consider ourselves to be any kind of creative. Well, what's happened here? Well, society, culture, education has emphasized the notion of being normal. Following set rules, standing in line, coloring inside of the lines, taking tests, preparing for college, getting a job. And before you know it, after so many years, creativity, innovation, originality are missing. Well, there's really good news though here. You can reconnect with your creativity, and it can be relearned. It can be nurtured. It can bloom in so many amazing ways. Now, you may assume I'm talking about creativity just for artists, but creativity is critical for all walks of life, especially those of you in business. You need to be innovating and growing all the time. And for just raising a family, you need to be innovative in these days, figuring out how do you homeschool when you can't go to school. So creativity is seeing and moving through the world in a new way, in a fresh way. Neuroscientists have found that creativity actually draws on your entire brain. So how do you tune in, turn on, and get your creative brain really percolating? Hey, I've got 8 tips here for you, 8 ways to become more creative. Number 1, every single day, collect ideas in a journal or sketchbook. Any size of journal or sketchbook. Also have a little toolkit full of pencils, maybe watercolors, doodle, draw, sketch. Make marks, collect words, jot down themes, collect images, collect ideas, ask questions, collect observations. This is your dictionary, your resource, your lexicon of creative everything. And every day, put stuff in there. Number 2, get curious. See the world with fresh eyes. Hey, how many of you hung around a 2-year-old that's always asking questions? Why? Why, Daddy? Why, Mommy? Yeah, embrace the idea of that 2-year-old. Ask why things happen, why it looks like that, how it happens, what if? For me, I get some of my most creative ideas when I ask those kind of questions. For instance, if I'm eating a really great enchilada, what would it look like to translate this yummy smell and delicious taste of an enchilada into a piece of art? What does that look like? Or I was skiing on the mountain the other day and the fresh snow was hitting my face. How do I translate that fresh snow and air into a piece of art? Ask those amazing questions. Number 3, slow down. That means putting away the phone, the iPad, turning off the TV, getting into a quiet room and embracing boredom. Observe things, let your mind wander. You need to deliberately make space for your brain to let things bubble up. You've got to let go of all the stuff, garbage, the emails, the to-do lists, the errands. Let uncommon thoughts emerge, and that will only happen when you slow down and embrace boredom. Number 4, this might be one of my favorites. Go play. Yeah, you gotta play, hike. I'm not talking about organized sports where you keep score and have rules. I'm not talking about running a marathon where you're looking at the watch for time. I'm talking about embracing play like a child. Get out, be free form, tinker with toys, make up rules to a new game, hum a tune. Let your most creative mind go, because when we're most playful and unhindered is when the most creative thoughts come forward. Number 5 is a fun one, a lot related to play, but make a creative date with yourself. Yeah, figure out what would be a most beautiful, perfect creative day for me, and go do that. It might be visiting the Museum of Unusual Toys. It might be going to the zoo of strange, wacky animals. It might be taking a hike and sketching in the National Forest. It's your day to just play and be creative and soak up all the good stuff around you. Number 6, generate ideas. I love this one. Grab a pencil, a pad of paper, jot down 101 ideas for whatever you're working on. 101 art themes, 101 ways to solve a problem. Throw a lot of stuff on the wall, throw a lot of ideas on the wall like spaghetti, and see what sticks. Now, when I generate ideas, I gotta be standing up and moving, like I am right now. I find when I'm physically moving, I can think better. So I get one of those great big yellow graffiti sheets and stick it on the wall and get my big fat markers out in multiple colors and throw ideas on the wall. It's the best way to think. Number 7, keep learning. Expose yourself to new things, new ideas, new people. Listen to podcasts, read a book. TED Talks are fabulous. Follow deep thinkers. Follow divergent thinkers. Follow people who see the world different than you. And ask yourself, what can I learn from them? I love this because it gets me really thinking about the world and art in unique ways. And number 8, probably the most important, the last of these creative tips, is create every single day, big or little. Make drawings, write poems, dream up recipes, hum a new tune. The more you create, the more you make, the more bad stuff you'll make, but also the more good stuff you make. You've got to create every day. Practice, 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 play, 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 create, create, create. And there you have it. 8 ways that you can tap into your creativity. Now, a final note to those of you who are visual artists like I am, I'm a painter, these steps honestly will work for you. Creativity in the arts does not come from looking at Pinterest and pinning pieces of art you'd like to go copy or emulate in your studio. That is not creativity. You will be your most creative, your most original, when you're uniquely you and you see the world with your own eyes, when you ask the questions, when you get curious, and when you translate that to art. So, go create.